Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and I am very confused. I need to know where Bjergsen is going. Obviously, this is one of the biggest stories of the entire offseason, and at certain points we've heard it's going to be TSM, it's going to be TL, it's going to be C9. Now we're back to TL, and I can't make any sense of it. You know, my brain is just spinning around. I have no idea what's going on, but we'll be talking about the latest updates in this video today. But first, make sure you guys check out the first link in the description below for my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/I_am_germ. I would love it if you guys check that out. It's really, you know, the next big project that I'm working on. I love YouTube. I'm going to continue to do it. I'm trying to branch out a little bit. I would love to get going on Twitch a little bit more, and with your guys' help, we can do that. Drop a follow, maybe a prime, maybe a sub. With that being said, let's get right into this. So, yeah, like I said, at one point in the offseason, it looked like Bjergsen was going to come back to TSM, and it also seemed like Bjergsen even believed that, and maybe even Reggie and TSM believed that as well. You know, Bjergsen was helping TSM craft their roster. He has ownership in the team. They have FTX money. They were going to put together a really nice roster to, you know, allow Bjergsen to stay and hopefully compete into the future. But that fell apart. And then it looked like he was going to Team Liquid. You know, it looked like Team Liquid, Bjergsen was a done deal. Heck, they've been trialing Jensen at 80 carry, which obviously means, you know, that TL Bjergsen dream was very real. Now, obviously, we've heard that hasn't gone very well. And at that point, you know, if Jensen's not going to go to 80 carry, it seems like TL Bjergsen's dead. It seems like, okay, Jensen's mid then, TL needs an 80 carry. They don't need a mid laner. Sorry, Bjergsen. We know you want to play with Core JJ. We know you would come to TL, but we don't have a spot here for you. Sorry. So then we go back to Cloud9, you know, who seems like the only team left, especially when, you know, we have like tweets like this from Wooloo, you know, when he's tweeting out Bjergsen between Clouds and Water. You know, this is obviously Team Liquid and Cloud9. Wooloo even talked about this, you know, being the two main teams interested in Bjergsen. And again, if TL has a mid laner, they're not on the market for a mid. They've got Jensen. They're not looking to upgrade him with Bjergsen and just kick him out. Then Cloud9's the only option left, right? If it's not TSM, it's not TL, and it's then it's got to be Cloud9. But then we get this big banger from Jack. You know, I already talked about this in another video, but he said, after last year, I've learned to be careful about sharing info early, but I'd like to clarify one false rumor. I'm certain that these people will not be on our roster. And Bjergsen was one of those guys. You know, Bjergsen liked this tweet. That doesn't mean he's necessarily confirming it. That doesn't mean Jack couldn't be trolling, whatever. I thought this tweet was funny from Perks as well. He said, I sure hope you're not getting Bjergsen while I'm on the roster, Jack. That'd be giga sus. You know, so it seems like a lot of people trolling, a lot of people messing around. But yeah, you know, Cloud9 seemed like the only option, and then Jack says no to that. So it seems like everyone's saying no, and I even tweeted out, you know, it seems like McDonald's is the only option for Bjergsen at this point. It's like so weird. We thought that this guy was going to have, you know, so many options to choose from. We thought for sure he's going to be able to form some crazy super team. We thought everything's going to fall in line for Bjergsen. You know, if he's leaving TSM, there must be something really great on the horizons. But all of a sudden, there's just not a lot of great options. You know, if he's not going to Europe, there's obviously a couple of different interesting European options. You know, I still think Fnatic would be really cool, but Fnatic doesn't maybe have a full team, you know, like a full crazy stack team around him. G2 has Caps. Vitality just got Perks. There's not a whole lot of, you know, instant super team options in Europe. And right now there's not a whole lot that's breaking Bjergsen's way in North America. It did seem like, you know, Travis had said maybe 1 point Evil Genius is Bjergsen, but I don't really see any way that could go down. I mean, that makes the least sense to me. Now we're getting, you know, full circle to the point where some TSM fans are like, oh, wow, TL and C9 are working out. Maybe Bjergsen's coming back. He's going to come, you know, Reggie's going to hit him up and be like, you know, hey, Soren, I miss you, buddy. I heard things haven't been going too well. You know, you ever thought about getting back together? You know, like, I mean, maybe something like that's going to happen. I don't know. I still think it's very unlikely. But the big update we did get was, I mean, not a huge update or anything, but a tweet from Wooloo where, you know, he took this Cloud9 and TL tweet where, you know, Bjergsen was facing towards the clouds before. People were hinting at maybe that meant he's leaning towards Cloud9. And that's what it seemed. Again, that's what it seemed like. It seems like he was very close to going to Cloud9 or whatever. But now, obviously, Wooloo has turned things around and faced him back towards the Liquid, which all of a sudden makes things very interesting. Does this mean that even though the Jensen to 80 carry stuff wasn't going very well, does this mean they're willing to keep working at it? They're willing to give it a second try? Has somebody changed their mind? Has, you know, they've decided they're going to go for it anyway? Or is it actually possible, even though many people have said this is very unlikely, and I have agreed with them, but it's not impossible, that Team Liquid could decide to kick Jensen and go with Bjergsen in the mid lane straight up and, just bring in a import AD carry. Obviously, there are some very, very good options out there. They could also just keep Tactical. If Core JJ doesn't end up getting his green card, keeping Tactical is a very, very real option as well, having, Bwipo and Core JJ as your 2 imports. I really don't know. And then, say they do kick Jensen, because obviously Bjergsen needs to end up somewhere, but then Jensen needs to end up somewhere as well. Could Jensen going back to Cloud9 be an option? Could that be the direction Cloud9 wants to go in? Now, I don't know. Obviously, Cloud9 and Jensen didn't end on the best terms. I don't know how the relationship is these days between Jensen and Jack, but I would assume there's at least a little bit of animosity probably still there. But again, Jensen needs to go somewhere. He's a guy that's for sure going to want to play on a top team. He's going to want to make a lot of money. Cloud9's one of the few teams that could give him all of that. And then there's always going to be the option of TSM, obviously. What does TSM have lined up? Do they have some other big, crazy mid laner lined up? Or would they welcome in Jensen with open arms? Would that be interesting to see not a trade, but, Jensen and Bjergsen swapping places? They've been linked together for so long. They've been competing for each other for so long in their careers. And all of a sudden, if Bjergsen does take his spot at TL, get him kicked out, he would be on the market, and I have to assume TSM would be one of his top suitors, and I have to assume for him, TSM would be one of his top landing spots. But again, that is all very, very speculative. We're like 2, 3, 4, 5 different roster moves away from something like that happening. And if something like that does happen, what does the entire Cloud9 roster look like? What does the entire TL roster look like? What does the entire TSM roster look like? At this point, we really don't know. I mean, we have no idea what is going on. People are really reacting to this crazy. It seems like Cloud9 fans have been taking this news very, very bad because Cloud9 fans were so excited. They had the super team ready to go. Fudge, Blabber, Bjergsen, Hansama, Mickey. And now, Jack is kind of crushing their dreams. But, Jack did have this tweet as well talking about Cloud9 subreddit once our offseason is revealed, meaning maybe they have some stuff done already. Maybe they're close to finishing the roster or whatever, but he's saying this is a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck. So, maybe they're going to go young. Maybe they're going to go risky. Maybe they're going to take some risks. Maybe they're going to sell off some popular players. Maybe they're going to do something very, very unexpected that they think maybe the fans won't be the biggest fans of initially, but they're going to believe in the long term. I have no idea. I am very, very shocked. I'm very, very surprised. And again, we're back to the point of having no idea where Bjergsen, one of the biggest names in all of League of Legends esports, one of the best players in my opinion in the West, period. Yes, he took a year off. Yes, we don't know exactly how good he's going to be, how fast he's going to come back, whatever. But yeah, somehow, some way, we still don't have a clear landing spot for Bjergsen. And not only that, we don't have a clear team around him because one guy does not make a team by any means. And if Bjergsen's going to go somewhere, get paid a bunch of money, he's going to want a good team around him to try and do something with his career, try and add to his legacy, try and actually do something internationally, not only for him and his teammates, but as North American fans or Western League of Legends fans, that's something we want as well. So now, I guess, we're back at the point where Team Liquid is the leader in the clubhouse for Bjergsen. But I still don't think that makes a ton of sense. I still don't think that answers very many questions for us. And I just want to hurry up and start getting some answers. We have a lot of questions. The more answers we get, the more questions keep popping up. And I'm just confused. I'm tired. My head just hurts at this point. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Where do you think Bjergsen's going to end up? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then.